tone, ladies and gentlemen, tone. Cool, so example solos. A great one that we were saying is this Don't Stop Me Now solo, which there is a tutorial for on the Your Guitar Academy YouTube channel and website. We'll link to it in the description below. We're in the key of F here.
We are.
And I would be thinking of this as the shape of the F major pentatonic, absolutely. Which is the same position or shape as minor pentatonic position 1, but this note that we sort of come back to, that is now the F note, so that is the key of the song, which is very different to any minor pentatonic licks, which would probably go there. That suddenly kind of makes our chord D minor, not F.
What's interesting about this is it's slightly more than pentatonic.
Yeah.
Fully major. We've got our fourth note.
Just by adding the fourth in, that's true.
Just that little bit takes it. And a lot of people say it's harder doing major than it is pentatonic, and I agree. But this is a good example, hopefully, of how you can use that.
You can just use the pentatonic as a visual framework and then adding those extra notes from the major scale in there, because they're including all the notes you know already. And it's essentially the same lick almost 3 times, just over 3 different chords. Play the lick again. Okay, 3 chords. The last lick was different, but that bend sounds totally different and has emotion to it. Depending on what chord's playing, there's not really much emotion when you play the start of the lick. That's almost like an ending note rather than a starting note in a way.
So it's a
but
chord
play the
tone.
next chord. Suddenly it's going somewhere. Suddenly it's, and then we have sort of a call and response there. And then the same thing happens on the repetition, but higher. It's a note up. So skip ahead to the next bar. So same chords. So it's like the same notes, but then moved up higher. Same guitar moves, I would call it. Same kind of finger positions, same kind of melody.
It's quite interesting, this one, because they are chord tones.
But very, very learnable as well. If
Totally.
this is something that you're totally new to guitar, all you need to do is learn that whole tone bend, which is that basic technique that we were talking about earlier. And the extra stuff, just analysing it, is just trying to learn more from it before you kind of move on from it. But go ahead.
So the chord tones, but the reason, and a lot of solos, when you look at it, actually base those long notes, right? That's the key. And then even this one, even though we're not starting on that note, that's the note, right? So it's either, the first chord's F, that bend note is a chord tone, over the second note is a chord tone, and a
little bit out of tune.
That is a chord tone as well. And then, like you said in the bit where he puts it up, it's the exact same thing, chord tones the whole way through. That's why they match so nicely.
Which, of course, I think all guitarists sort of, when they're wanting to learn more of this stuff and going into lead guitar world, they think it's all about scales. And they think, that's the bit I'm missing. Let's learn as many scales as possible. But applying it to a musical situation, it's all about the chord that you're playing over, which can start to sort of, I don't want to say blow people's minds, but it's awfully confusing if the chords change all the time, and it can be so much to learn the chord sequence in the first place.
Yeah, it is.
Suddenly just playing single notes out of that chord is very tricky. So this is where there is a progression that we recommend of, yes, starting to play single notes, easy riffs and easy solos if you're wanting to get into lead guitar. But your bar chord shapes and general fretboard knowledge cannot be too far behind that. Otherwise, when you're playing single notes, they mean nothing to you.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as I'm playing this, that bend, yes, I'm thinking, okay, F major pentatonic style bend, which would be the same thing as D minor pentatonic. But really, the whole time, I'm visualizing an F chord played with a G shape, which is part of the cage shapes. That's what I'm visualizing in my head, which is almost the same as just the major and minor pentatonic shape. If we fill in those notes there, It's the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't even have to be able to play that for that to help you. You just need to be able to visualize it. And I am a very visual learner, shapes-based, concepts, get the overview, and I can sort of figure out the details with all the other instincts that you learn. You say you were very much the opposite. You learned by having to have a lot of stuff written down, following tab more note for note. And would you say it was perhaps the ear training and things that was behind that?
Yeah, it was.
To do more work with?
It was. But when I really at the stage now, I'm at your stage, the guitar itself, the instrument is so visual. The shapes and learning these shapes really helps. I mean, when I think back to learning these solos, I think that's a very odd way of doing that. If I had known the shapes, I'd have gone, oh, it's just this.